Well, here we are. Dubster Dive, the show where we take something that's been English dubbed and rant about it for a while.
Man, you were really horny this time.
What? The fuck are you?
You wanted to watch the show with the giant walking penis in it.
Okay, I'm sure that segue is very confusing to people who haven't seen this. We'll get to it. But yes, we're now wrapping up everything with Hellsing, talking about the TV series, TV anime, because, yeah. And let's just say there's a reason people praise Ultimate, but no one talks about this piece of shit.
Yeah.
I did not remember this being that bad, man. I remember it being dumb. But no, this is
where the this shows
terrible.
where the mindset of filler most of all filler being bad comes from.
And the sad part is that's not really the case. There are good fillers out there, OGFMA. But yeah,
this is not one of them.
this is not one of them. But okay, so let's get to this. OG Hellsing is done by Studio Gunzo. You know, the first studio to really have a massive hard-on for CGI. Actually, does this show have any of that?
It's Gonzo. What the fuck kind of question is that?
Hey, they did Rosario Vampire, speaking of people being horny. Maybe we could go watch that show instead.
Speaking of filler...
Anyway, it would air from October 01 to January 02, because it had 13 episodes. And... yeah... This show's a dumpster fire. No getting around it. I mean, is it any wonder Hellsing Ultimate would come out just 5 years later in 06, basically negating this piece of shit? They couldn't remake Hellsing fast enough. I will highlight one person on the writing staff, though, because, yeah, Chiaki J. Konica, who is one of the lead writers for the Digimon series. Man, what the fuck went wrong with you here?
Well, not like you can do much writing with the source material given.
You mean the filler?
Because the filler is that bad.
Hey, this man is a legend. Did you not hear the drama with him? For the anniversary of Digimon Tamers, he held, a bunch of Digimon Tamers staff held the panel of being overly political, where they were being attacked by a Digimon that used cancel culture as its weapon. And then, ironically enough, they got canceled themselves on Facebook or some shit because, you know, stupidity. I don't know, I thought this was hilarious. And the fact that this panel was held on my birthday proves they know exactly what I'm all about. But alright, enough about that shit.
About penis vampires?
I was talking about the panel of talking about how dumb cancel culture is, but yes, that too. Geneon would license this anime and dub it in 2003 with it airing on both Starz Anime Block and G4's Anime Unleashed. Is that really necessary for this?
Yeah, it could air on whatever it wants. Nothing was gonna save it from being any less trash.
Anyway, of course we all know what happened to Geneon. They kind of died. Meaning Funimation has the rights to this now. And you can get this on DVD and PSP UMD. Yes, remember when those were a thing? You too can own OG Hellsing on PSP UMD. Oh my God.
You're missing nothing by not.
Who would want to watch this on a UMD?
Who would want to watch this when Ultimate exists?
Okay, so for those who aren't aware, Hellsing is, well, we talked about it last year with Ultimate, but just quick you up to speed. The Hellsing organization are a British group of vampire hunters, and their main fighting force is Alucard, a vampire himself. That's basically it. That's the gist of it.
Not that this even understands that basic premise.
I mean, hey, this season deals with people getting infected with chips that turn them into cyber vampires. Is there anything more late 90s than early 2000s than that? And yet they still fuck it up. Come on, cyber vampires sound stupid in the fun way.
I'm sure the Hellsing organization it loves investigating. Hey, did you see this guy? Did you see this stuff on the internet? People are selling snuff films. We should check it out.
That was really an episode in this series, and part of me is hoping that wasn't actually just a one-off like chapter of the manga. But I'm gonna guess it wasn't. I don't fucking know.
Contradicts everything.
Yeah.
That is canon. Yes. That would have to be 100% filler.
Alright, we'll get to the plot stupidity in a bit, because trust me, there's a lot to say. First, the animation, which I've seen lots of comments of people online saying that it's kind of shit and doesn't hold up well, especially compared to Ultimate. Alright,
that comparison's not fair, though. I mean, it holds up anything better than Dean can put out. Even today.
But that's Dean. We're talking about in terms of Gunzo anime. Like, doesn't it have the issue? I saw people talk about how the colors clash because of how brightly colored some of the characters are. Like the scene where Saris is being held by the vamp in Ep 1.
Yes, he is pretty much almost all gray.
So he blended in with the background.
And it clashes with her fucking bright blonde hair. it gets better in the later episodes.
I think one of my favorite comments was someone saying online, "Oh my god, this animation is so trash. I can't tell what gender Integra is supposed to be in this adaptation." Wow.
Well, they're sure as hell not intelligent. But we'll get
oh
to
my
that.
god, yeah. No, people hate Integra in this adaptation. We'll get to that, though. But okay, as far as the OST, speaking of elephants in the room... Yeah... Why? Why? Why the jazz?
Why is that anything?
Look, most people who actually watch the show are like, you know, the sad part is, this OST is fine if it weren't another anime. Remember, Hellsing is supposed to be pseudo-horror, action-based, and, you know, dark and gritty, etc. Hence why Ultimate went with the over-the-top orchestral score. Yeah, orchestro.
Orchestro?
It's like Sinestro's half-brother that no one wants to talk about.
Oh, what about Incognito?
We'll get to him. We'll get to him. So yeah, the music is very jazzy. And again, I've seen some people like say they actually prefer this OST listening to it. It's like, yeah, I guess, but it still doesn't fit Hellsing.
It doesn't fit anything going on at all.
I mean, I remember you saying during the first couple of episodes of LR, who were like, this OST doesn't fit. That OST fits like a masterpiece compared to this shit.
Well, being so that they went on record saying they were trying to make it sound like that, yes, that OST fits.
Oh yeah, didn't Mr. Big do the end credits theme for this?
Yes. Yes, they did. The end credits thing is Shine by Mr. Big. And I'm just like, what? What?
Yeah, and I actually do like the OP too, but I don't think anyone's really covered it. Probably because it's this series. No one likes this series, and I can't blame them.
I mean, I'm not surprised they're big in Japan, but I still gotta know why. I don't understand.
Well, time to get to the reason this is called Dubster Turkey. So, the ADR director was Taliesin Jaffe, along with Jonathan Klein and Johnny Breen. Yeah, apparently there were 3 people on the ADR staff. And they were also involved in scripting.
Only the first one was listed, though.
Well, they were all involved in script translation, too.
Only he was listed for that, too. The credits didn't translate shit.
Well, whatever. Either way, those are the three that I could find that were listed on the blah, which makes sense because all three of them were ad voices throughout this. And as far as new characters, because we covered the old characters last time, so we'll get to them last. So let's talk about the new characters we didn't get to with Ultimate. First is Peter Farguson, one of the Hellsing agents who might be canon, but he's not in Ultimate, so I don't fucking know if Ultimate just said, yeah, cut him out, he's not relevant. Because they wouldn't be wrong in doing so, you're not missing anything without him here.
I mean, if they were saying we're going full canon and they cut him out...
No, because I know they did make some concessions to make the story flow better with Ultimate.
I mean, if he adds nothing,
he didn't really add anything. That's why I'm saying, like, if he is canon, they cut him out. Fair enough, because he feels irrelevant. Because he's an old commander working with Hellsing. It's like, don't we already have Walter though, who's an old dude working with Hellsing? Do we really need this guy too? Anyway.
Really?
He's voiced by William Morgan Shepherd, who we covered before as Mr. from LR. And he's also Toto Bookstore owner from Read or Die the TV. What's one of the only other random roles I could get for him that we didn't list last time.
Yeah, but you can get that from most other people on the Hellsing cast.
What? What are you talking about?
Reader TV.
Oh, yeah. I heard people say that show's actually really good. Again, we need to watch that at some point.
It's like the people who you could find nothing on, it came back to that.
And, yeah, but he does alright as Peter Farguson, I guess. But this character, again, is just old commander,
exists.
dude. Yeah. But now, we come to the main event of new characters for this adaptation. 100% filler man, the main villain himself. Incognito. Okay, go ahead and go on your rant, Die, about how he looks, because everyone has said how dumb his design is.
It's so stupid. It's the stupidest design I've ever fucking seen. We covered a lot of trash anime.
Doesn't he look like a penis?
Yes.
And he has one eye bigger than the other.
He literally bleeds white, so it doesn't help his case. So also he looks like a fucking alien too at the same time. He has mismatched eyes. They're not the same size or even color.
Yeah, doesn't he have a piercing on his forehead that looks like a third eye?
Yes.
Just
he's also Egyptian because
yeah, he wants to resurrect the Egyptian god of Set or whatever. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, again, if they had done more of this in their filler material, maybe it would have worked better. But it doesn't help. They want you to take him dead fucking serious, and he's designed like a walking penis. And he comes across, like, all of his dialogue is like, I am super edgy. I'm like you, Alucard, but better.
They're definitely hornier.
Anyway, he is voiced by Isaac C. Singleton Jr., whose only other role I could really find is the character Peter from Monster. Speaking of anime that a lot of these guys were in, that's another one we need to watch at some point. Maybe we should have done that for Halloween. It has to do with, you know, serial killers and horror and shit.
No, you wanted to watch this.
Okay, Monster is 75 episodes. We would not have been done in time.
Yeah, we would have. Just watched 75 episodes one day and the 76th the next. Perfect.
Anyway, okay, the sad part is, he's really trying to do his best with what he's given here for Incognito, but what do you want him to do? He's voicing a penis and trying to act edgy. Like, there is nothing that could have been done for this man. And that's sad. He didn't get to come back for Hellsing Ultimate. Maybe he should have been able to come back as, you know, one of the Nazi vamps or something. To get a better role to go out on in Hellsing than this.
Oh man, did he go out?
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that in the spoiler section, but why would you want to watch this, honestly? Anyway, after that, we already know who Alucard is. Crispin Freeman! Yeah, we'll do the returning ones real quick and just quickly run through them, since I doubt we're going to get to talk about these guys anytime soon again. But it's Hector from Castlevania Curse of Darkness! That immediately made that game's credibility better.
What are you talking about? We just heard him in Sins.
We're not talking about Sins. Hey, he's Jeremiah in Code Geass. You know, Orange Man. And his plot point in Season 2 was not stupid. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Anyway.
The penis in the room is awfully fitting when talking about that. Wait, what?
Difference is, though, is I still enjoy Code Geass Season 2. Because even though it has faults, you can still laugh at it. It's dumb fun. This is just stupid. Anyway. Yeah, Crispin Freeman does his best with Alucard. Even in this, you could tell he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have as much fun as possible with this role. So at least you get that, right? Something you already get in Ultimate, so... Anyway, after him we have Ceres, who for some reason is using a pistol the majority of the anime. Weren't you even pointing out that makes no sense?
It makes sense if you didn't know a thing about shitty filler. Because, oh man, was it shit.
Yeah, everyone knows her meme is literally bitches love cannons. She uses a cannon the size of a fucking room. That's like bigger than her arm.
Bigger than her?
Anyway, she's voiced by Katie Gray, who is Yoshino in Strawberry Eggs. Why does that anime keep coming back too? That anime sounds drugs just based on the title. Yeah, if y'all couldn't tell, Taliesin literally got everyone back that he could with Hellsing Ultimate from this piece of shit. And you could tell in the first few episodes, because remember that Jenny-on did volume 3 episodes at a time, she sounded off and didn't fully get into the role of Ceres till I'd say around Ep 5 or 6. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Which is why Ultimate works, because at that point she already knew what she was doing with the character. But, moving on from her, we have Antegra, or as for some reason some people have dubbed her on the internet. With this adaptation, Miss Androgyny and Stupidity. We'll get why she's a fucking idiot in a bit. But much like in Ultimate, she's voiced by Victoria Harwood, who's Ruby from the anime Dear S. And she's Englishman's wife in Monster. What? It's hard fighting off one-off random roles for these people when they're not in all that much. And, yeah, she does fine as Integra. The problem is and Integra's a fucking idiot this series. She really is.
Highly intelligent.
I don't know if you picked up on, too, every time something went wrong, she literally blamed everyone else but herself, so it made her come across like an asshole, too. Like in the filler material.
But the filler is so good.
No, it's not. But alright, we're almost done. We have Enrico, voiced by J.B. Blanc again. Go ahead, make your joke.
Enrico.
Yeah. And he's only in one episode. Speaking of only in one episode, dude, they did my man Anderson dirty this series. They really did.
He wasn't horny enough to be in the rest of it.
He literally fucks off after only being in 2 episodes. And it's like when he's there, he's still just as awesome as he is in Ultimate with the shit he says and everything he does. But no, They only had him in 2 episodes, then he just fucks off. Even during the final episodes where London is getting attacked by cyber vampires. Anyway, he's still voiced by Stephen Brand, much like in Ultimate, whose other roles are nothing. Literally been in nothing else anime related besides Hellsing. So, there you go. But at least he does fine here, I suppose. Speaking of characters that they didn't know what the hell to do with in Fillerland, we have Walter! Still voiced by Ralph Lister, who's Alex from Read or Die the TV.
Enough about wanting to kill your TV. What is wrong with you?
I mean, hey, Walter gets some cool moments in the beginning when they're adapting some of the canon material. Then in the back half, he does nothing except fly the chopper. It's more or less it.
And he might have died, maybe?
I don't know.
Question mark? I don't know, I was too distracted by the flopping penis.
Alright. Well, he does fine. Not really many complaints on him. He's just okay, I guess. And the last ones to really cover are the Valentine brothers, because this is when this anime hits its peak. The sad part is probably covering canon. So first we have Luke Valentine, still voiced by Patrick Seitz, and you can definitely tell this was dubbed as one of his earliest roles. He doesn't sound awful, but you can tell he's just really beginning to get into the field. Duh, you're giving people ASMR. But yeah. Oh no, you heard it with Patrick Seitz though, right?
Yes.
I mean, hey, he's Endeavor My Hero Academia. You know, in that new movie that just came out, for some reason they had to announce that Endeavor is still Patrick Seitz. You don't say.
No. Didn't you know?
He's also rocking on BlazBlue. We need a new BlazBlue game, damn it. Come on, Arxis. Head out of your ass.
How about they just go back and dub the final one so we at least have that?
Well, after Luke, we have Jan Valentine, which is honestly why, if you want more Jan with how hilariously over-the-top his dialogue is, because you do get different quotes from him, just watch episodes 5 and 6 of this OG series. That's all you need to do. Anyway, he's voiced by Josh Phillips, who's Hal in Textualize. That's another show a lot of these people were in. And yeah, again, he's voicing Jan Valentine. You can tell he's literally having the time of his life voicing him, which wouldn't you?
Yes, he's named after a giant snake, I got it.
Resident Evil? Oh god, the new live-action movie of that comes out next month. No. But alright. Guess a couple of last things to mention on the dub. Young Integra is still Trisha Dickens. You know, the one from Ultimate. So he even went out of his way to get the younger versions of these characters back. So... Or Trisha Dixon. Yeah, read that wrong. But hey, she's Stacy in Girls Bravo. Speaking of anime that are nothing but titties. Anyway. And the last one to mention, outside of all the recycled ad voices, because there was a shit ton of them, as we mentioned before, J.B. Blanc especially voiced a handful of people. We have to mention Dr. Kuhn. Oh man. This man is a legend. You could tell he did not give a shit with this role. And let me guess, you don't blame him.
I don't blame anyone.
So there's a doctor in one of the filler episodes that has to treat Integra's wounds. We'll get to that in a minute. But anyways, he literally talks like this. Like he just does not want to be there and wants it all to end. I
understand.
He, he's almost as bad as Andrew Ruthman from DNHL.
Okay, nothing can be that bad.
Dude, you heard his performance. It's like in a dub where everyone else is trying. It stands out like a sore thumb. It really does.
It's still no Andrew Ruth, man.
Well, he's voiced by Michael Parker, and this guy is a legend. I don't care. I love this man. He could not give less of a shit about being there. It's amazing.
And who would?
But yeah. I'd give special shout out to him. And if anyone's going to say anything, oh, you're being mean to him. No, I think it's great. This guy did not fucking care. Did it?
Nor should he have.
But yeah, this dub is just, as of right now, looking back at it, it's passable. Nothing wrong about it, but Ultimate's dub is considered one of the best, and when you compare, it's just not fair. Where even the ad voices at Ultimate were well acted and everything. And this, outside of the main cast, a lot of them are just okay at best. And since Ultimate was dubbed several years later, all these voice actors would get way more experience, so...
Yeah.
Now it's time.
And they wouldn't have to deal with a penis.
Yeah, we're getting into spoiler territory, so if you don't want to get spoiled, GTFO. Though, to be honest, still don't see the point in watching this show.
If you care about spoilers for this piece of shit, then you have your own problems and you deserve it.
I mean, hey, some people might want to see, like, it can't be that bad, can it? I have been fallen into that camp before, and I regret it every time. But okay, so...
no one feels sorry for you, especially not when you watch Gilgamesh.
Well, still don't recommend watching this, but if you want to, it's on Hulu. And apparently this entire series is also on YouTube. Oh, last thing about the dub real quick. There's a scene where they're in Hong Kong and they didn't dub the Chinese people. And yeah, I checked it. Even in the Weebanese track, they're speaking in Chinese. House and Jaffe, love you, man, but you didn't have to leave that alone. You could have dubbed that too. Just made it kind of silly. But hey, at least everyone has the proper accents they do when they're in, you know, since they're in Britain and everything. So, it's still a show that only works in English dub. Whatever that's worth. But for realsies, we're getting into spoiler territory.
Oh my god, stop fucking warning them. If they're
I'm saying that now because I deserve it. Well, now, Integra. Stupid fucking Integra. So, Dai, you get bit by a vamp who brainwashes you into thinking they're your sibling. What's your first thought to do?
Grab a knife.
She tries committing Sudoku, claiming there's impure blood in her now or something. Because, what, she drank the vamp's blood or something?
No, she was just bitten.
Wait, how did that put impure blood in her veins then? The vamps just suck blood, don't they?
Yes.
Anyway. So, she stabs herself, trying to commit Sudoku, and then right after that, they do a blood transfusion to get all of the fucked up blood out of her anyways, while trying to save her life. And it makes you think, wait, then why'd she stab herself if she could just get a blood transfusion and get the shit out of her? And then Alucard. Oh, Crispin Freeman, I am sorry you had to voice this stupid shit. Just tells Sarah, she's like, hey, she is fighting for her life like a human does. This is what happens when you see a human fight for their survival. It's the pride of humanity. Fight for her survival? She tried killing herself? What are you talking about? And it's like, I don't even understand, man. Why? And then, to top it all off, okay, we gotta talk about the penis man and how he ends up dying, because you said it was amazing.
Yeah, it's fitting.
So Alucard is using a broken gun But because anime bullshit is able to still fire a gunshot from it, and what, does it turn into a silver spike?
Yep, it pierces him through the chest. No, it gets better. Pierces him and comes right out of the bottom.
The alien vampire penis thing gets probed. The spike comes out his ass. Just why? Did anyone look at that image and it's like, yeah, that's badass?
Well, clearly you don't have people of sound mind working on this if you thought that design was badass.
The guy who worked on this would go on to work on EF, A Tale of Memories and Melodies, which I heard is one of the worst visual novel adaptations created. Don't quote me on that, though. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that checks out.
Because apparently I heard he wanted to create character quirks and shit in that weren't in the VN or something, just to make it more dramatic and edgy. Because why? Anyway. Speaking of stupidity, Saris's whole character in this. Kind of worthless. So, her entire character is talking about, you know, her becoming a vamp and needing to learn to let go of her humanity and accept it. Like she does in Ultimate. With Frenchie, someone who thankfully wasn't in this adaptation, because who knows how they would have handled him.
Instead, he was replaced by shitty filler characters.
But, in this, no, she doesn't have to accept her vampirism at all. She just keeps mulling over the whole series about how she's something in between a human and a vampire. Blah, blah, blah. Set. And how for some reason she uses a pistol. I still don't get that choice.
Yeah, almost like this is in between a shit and a trash adaptation.
Well, after that, I mean, let's see. They killed off Peter Ferguson. They might have killed off Walter. I don't know. I think he was there in the last episode. There was a traitor at the Round Table Conference, but who is it? I don't know. In this adaptation, it doesn't matter. They deal with them off screen. There's literally a text crawl in the final episode telling you how it ends. A fucking text crawl.
Yep.
You couldn't just show one of the randos from the Round Table or something getting handcuffed at the very least in just a still frame?
No.
Like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
I mean, is there any wonder why this adaptation was disowned by the mangaka?
Yeah, Kota Hirano, which, actually looking at it, is only... Kota is literally only one letter off for being the same exact way you spell that character's name from High School of the Dead. Wonder if that was a reference, because if so, that's kind of amazing.
It's not.
Well, he hated this adaptation. So much so that, well, he waited until there was more material to adapt properly, and then went to another studio for Ultimate.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are going to be shit, apparently, Derek Costa, who's the writer of John Wick, so maybe this won't be a complete train wreck, but I'm not holding my breath, is apparently working on a live-action Hellsing movie with Amazon. These never go well, man.
It'll be better than Resident Evil.
I hope so.
It's the best I can say for the hopes of it.
Yeah, but I'm worried about
the action will be. Oh wait, he's just a writer on John Wick.
Well,
you said.
Yeah.
Oh, then it could. Okay, we would need to know the other directors of it.
All I know is he's working on it. He could be directing it. I don't fucking know, but I'm just worried they'll be like, oh no, we can't have the male gaze. Saris, I'm sorry, no. And Alucard, you can't be badass anymore because Hollywood. But back to shit, since we're, you know, speaking of shit, let's get back to shit. This anime sucks.
Sucks penis.
it sucks the penis out of Incognito's anal probing. Which, what the fuck were they going for? Resurrecting an Egyptian deity to become a super penis, which you even said, doesn't his head get larger when he transforms? That's right, he's erect now, he's really dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, people call him an alien, but no, looks like a penis.
The fact that they want you to take this threat seriously, too, because Alucard loses to him their first match. Like, just let that sink in. But alright. What else do you want us to say? They got characterization for all these people off. Integra's an asshole. Walter is borderline nothing after the Valentine Brothers episodes.
Walter sits around and watches snuff.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird.
He's the one who's like, yeah, they sell snuff porn on the internet. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, and the other thing too is they ask him in the first couple of episodes, and Tegra says, do you wish you could be out there again? And he's like, no, I'm far too old for that. You know, like they're setting up that plot point that we all know from Ultimate, but it doesn't go anywhere in this adaptation. Well, yeah. At the end of the day, the consensus still stands. This anime's existence is kind of pointless now. And I see what
Willis Space or Christopher Walken can save this.
He's not even in this either. But I don't know. Anything else to add before we get out of here?
Why don't you pick something good next time?
Fuck you, Studio Gunzo.
Well, this is all your fault.
Okay, as far as what's next, I don't know. But I am saying that coming very soon, we're finally going to cover something really good. Well, see, we had something really good last time. We had High School of the Dead. We gotta balance it out. Just like we went from Sins to LR. But next time, though...
horny zombie stuff with a literal penis.
See, it balances itself out. You go from waifus and anime titties to a show about an alien penis. But yeah, coming up soon, we're going to finally begin our next retrospective breakdown, which will be Tiger and Bunny. Which, despite what you think, is not a show about furries. No. If you wanted to see where one of My Hero Academia's inspirations came from, well then. Which, that's on Netflix, and I think it's on Hulu.
Except Netflix removes all the fun.
Oh yeah, they did remove some of the stuff, didn't they? Well, we'll talk about that when we get to it. Is that coming up next? Don't know, but it is coming very soon.
Air quotes.
5 months later. Hey guys, we're starting it now!
Yeah, that checks out. You gotta put these things in air quotes. That way, even if you're wrong, you're not really wrong.
Well, let us know what you thought in the comments of the OG Hellsing. Because outside of the OST, there's nothing memorable about this piece of shit. This is really not.
And the random ending theme by Mr. Big.
Mr. Big Penis.
Yeah, big penis indeed.
Actually, what the hell was with the audio on this anime being really low? First I thought it was the mixing on the DVD that Funny fucked up, but no. Even on Hulu it sucks. But alright. Is this anime a classic? No, it's not. No point watching this unless you want to torture yourself or force someone else to watch it and torture them. I mean, hi, Die.
Yeah. It's okay. You'll be doing the next shit anime solo because you can't resist the viewer requests.
Higurashi Sotsu's already almost over. That one's not shit. That's the dub that's shit. That makes me sad.
A true 2021 dub classic.
Well, I'll get to Sotsu eventually. But anyways, drag us on long enough. All right, we talked about penises. We talked about character assassinations, Integra assassinations, Alucard preaching stupid rhetoric that makes no sense, and coherency.
Semen.
We all had a fun time. Let us know what you thought. Hope you all have yourselves a great day. If you want us to cover something specific, let us know down below. I miss Samurai Deeper Kill and wish I was watching that instead. Yes, I said that.
Yeah.
But here's a question real quick to close out this debate. What's worse, this or magical welfare?
You could. I at least had a reaction to the penis thing, so welfare is worse.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That and this dub is better, I'm not gonna lie.
Welfare is just a bad adaptation, and I felt nothing.
I mean, this is a bad adaptation too, but at least it got the On Valentine and Luke Valentine shit correct.
Yeah, at least we had some canon stuff in there.
Alright. Enough ranting. We got out of here.
Trailer trash.
Yeah, enough about trash. Hope y'all enjoyed. Have yourselves a great day. Happy Halloween and all that stuff. Which this anime was horrifying, just not in the way it should have been.
It's when you open a drawer and see a severed penis. Wait, what?
And then it talks to you and tries coming across as edgy. And that's when you realize you're losing your fucking mind.
Yeah, I should never have taken a vacation to Egypt.
Yeah, good riddance to this piece of shit. Until next time, guys. Bye! Have a great day.